Right. Let's begin. Thank you. So we'll start seated, connecting to breath. Deepening our felt sense of the tailbone, our pelvis, and the ground below us. Feel perhaps for you it's a sinking or a reaching down or a rooting sensation. But there's a trajectory of our awareness downward for all that which is lower and closer to the ground. And the skull bones, right? As you're growing the skull and the neck and the spine toward the sky, it might be a reach, a growing, an ascent, a float. But feel the trajectory and the reshaping of that awakening. So the top of the head and the sky are part of our discovery. It's kind of an unfurling of awareness and awakeness in and through the body. So let's add our hands and arms to this so we can keep feeling this. All that's awake, all that's aware is opening up in and through us, right? So inhale, reach arms out to the side, sending the palms one away from the other. Spread and open up the fingertips, and now exhale, reach out, curling in each finger independently. Wrapping the thumb around, drawing the knuckles down. Do another. Inhale, open, sending the palms away from each other. And exhale, reaching out through each finger. As you stretch each finger down away from the neighboring finger, starting to get a little stretch, a little sensation between the fingers, around the wrist, in the wrist. And once more, inhaling, open up. And then exhale, individually curl, wrap, drawing the knuckles down. And release. Connect to Ujjayi breath. So each time we're connecting to breath, breath is not only an air molecule and chemistry exchange happening with our blood and our lungs, but there's a quality and a shape of awareness that relies on each breath for it to be known. Breath is how we can know this, right? Let's open apart our legs so we're seated in whatever straddle version works for you. So I'm going both legs out. There might be a couple of you that want to, tuck one leg in, just setting the thighs widely. We'll be doing rounds of Uddiyana in this seated straddle. Inhaling, reaching, feeling the bottom, the base of the pelvis, the skull bones. Get that sense of verticality, right? Bring the hands in front of the thighs. Swift, thorough exhalation. Remain empty. And now drawing the belly in, the hands help pull you forward. By you, I mean the chest, lengthening through core. And of course, releasing to take breath. Let's take a couple breaths between these rounds. Right, we're engaging kind of an awareness shapeshift. We might be focusing, where should I pay attention? What is lively and awake? What am I finding? So it really runs the gamut as to what we may be feeling, discovering, reshaping, opening up. Let's do another round. Inhaling into the pelvis, abdomen, heart, and head. And place the hands down, exhale, swift, thorough exhalation. Remaining empty. Use the hands, pull, draw the belly in. And of course, releasing the belly. And now resuming Ujjayi breath. Walk the hands forward. Actually, I should say that differently. Instead of walking the hands forward, use the palms on the ground, and we can engage these two exploratory energies. One is push the chest up, and one is pull the head, the chest, the torso forward. And you can get a sense of how this pushing and this pulling with the palms, it's really quite gentle. It's just fortifying our posture, carries a different energy than if we just try to move our hands and our body closer to the ground. And walking the hands over to the right, side bend over the right leg. Inhale, lifting the left arm up. And then exhaling, reaching with the arm. As I'm reaching with the arm, the torso lengthens right. Now this right hand on the ground, I can push and I can pull. And I'll bring that left hand down, hands on either side of right leg. And again, we're like pushing and pulling. My palms on the ground as they push. It's kind of like my chest elevates. Right? Kind of that mobilizing the body, that readiness to seek, to learn, to explore, to find, to be open to the world, right? And I can pull. It carries that energy of exploration and that movement into something new. Very different energy than if I just kind of sag my belly and put my head into my shin. So we're having that energy awareness, like what am I carrying in my body as I go into these movements, as I go into my day? What am I, what's the word? What energies am I hosting and working with? And inhale, we'll walk our torso upright. Let's do the other side. Side bend. So inhale, we'll lift the right arm, and with the right arm, the trunk, the torso, reaching to our left. We got to play with this. We're reaching, right? I can let that reach of the arm feel continuous with the body. The body's moving into a new space, a new shape. All of this shape shift work, right? We change the structure, we change the energy. We change the energy. Over time, we change the structure. So it's another one of these manipulates, and we can just play with it. Awareness, right? All that for which I'm aware, my body, the earth is living. That awareness plays through the energies. Oh, I'm aware of more of these textures and tones. It shapes our structure. Our awareness, right, clarifies energies. Energies color and shape our structure. Structure informs and carries energies. Energies help us wake up to awareness. It's really a beautiful feedback loop of manipulates. Let's bring the right hand down to the ground. So we're turning, palms on either side of left leg, pulling and pushing. So putting this into experimental practice. When I pull, when I push, when I do these things with my structure, does that change the quality of energy? Is that something that I recognize or receive evidence of? Maybe for me today, folding over the leg feels just the same as pulling myself over the leg. All right, inhale. Let's walk our trunk up. Use hands, help legs together. Okay. And we'll lie on back for frog, lifting through. So frog is legs wide apart with the knees bent. So ground lying. Inhaling, reach with the elbows. So the arm from shoulder to elbow reaches toward the sky. My hands support the head. Exhaling, reach out through the legs. So one leg to the right, one leg to the left. Draw the low belly down. Now inhaling, allow the abdomen to relax just a bit. So you can feel the breath in the low back, genitals, perineum. Exhaling, reaching out through the legs. Draw low belly down. Let's do about 5 more. So please continue. You'll be at your own pace. We'll be doing them together. Frog lifting through. Reach the elbows up. It's a little different than forward. Reaching the arm bones upward, reaching the leg bones outward. Feel the qualitative energy difference between pulling a head off the ground and reaching elbows up. And one of those, I feel a great deal of intrinsic support in my spine and in my organ area. In one of those, I feel more compressive and deflated. So as you experiment with these subtle postural shifts and intentional shifts and awareness shape shifts, note how that changes the energy of the pose, the textural composition of your body. The tonal composition, right? Isn't it so wonderful that we can play with these things? We're not beholden to, well, that's just the way I am. Or not beholden to, well, that's the way I've always done it. And I think that's so marvelously freeing to know that we can participate in a self-transforming life. Great. Let's turn onto a side. It appears that we're done, or mostly done. And we'll set up for dolphin. So from elbows and knees, the toes curled under, inhaling. Exhale, we press the knees up. We're in dolphin. And gently set the knees down. We'll rest out of dolphin. Now, inhaling, let's step the right foot forward, set the hands down, and we'll walk the left foot back. We're setting up a lunge with the back knee and the back heel up. So we've been positioning this foot a little differently than usual. When you curl your toes under, you may have to turn your foot a bit so you're getting the more ball mounts contacting the ground than fewer. And this way we're not just biasing the big toe, but we're getting the more of the ball mounts to bend. On exhale, press the knee off the ground. Now, because that left heel is likely kind of kicked out a bit, start to find the inner leg. So that inner leg is I get the sense it begins in the sole of the foot, like in the solar plexus of the foot. And it's not just squeezing the ankle in, although that can certainly trigger it to occur. There's something in the sole of the foot that kind of gathers and engages the instep, the inner ankle, all the way up through the inner leg. I hope you can kind of play with and find that. And it stems from the sole of the foot, structurally, from the sole of the foot right through the groin and even into the torso. Now, using your hands on the ground, push and pull. When I push, my chest lifts forward a bit. When I pull, I lengthen into that, lengthening into the environment. Just that initial, I'm moving into my environment. It's not leaving our body, but it's just contains the energy of, I'm exploring. Inhale, we'll set the right foot back into plank. Exhaling, lower down to the ground. Stretching legs back, palms on the ground. Inhale, push. So I'm pushing the chest up. I can pull. Pulling will help traction the low back or help us not compress the low back. But we lift up, exhale, lower, downward dog, replace the hands. Pressing back. All right, so that lunge, other side, inhale, left foot between the hands, keeping the right knee, the right heel up. To get the most right ball mounds contacting the ground, likely you've kind of turned your foot and your heel appears to be on the outside of your calf. Great. And I'll start to engage the inner leg. Like growing that big toe, right big toe from the instep, feeling that instep and that inner leg chiming in. I change the structure. Does the energy change? You may have to connect to your breath. Might have to find that breath match that works with this pose. Breath carries energy. When energy moves, that's often when we start to feel it. Right? So maybe you can feel the quality shift of the breath. Maybe that will give us some indication of, I changed the structure, I changed the energy. Inhale, step the left foot back, chaturanga. Let's lower all the way down. Place the palms on the ground. Inhale, elevate the chest. Lift the chest, use the hands. Again, it's that kind of exploratory move, like, what's out there? Exhale, lower, downward dog. So we're quite literally engaging and participating in feeling a body waking up. Right? That energy of exploration, that energy of, I'm discovering myself every time I make a move. Every movement is a learning. Oh, that's who right. That's such neat stuff. Inhale, step the right foot forward, pad the left knee, heel to butt lunge. Left hand, grab left foot. And release. Pyramid. Inhale, once we've placed the left foot down, set the hands down, curl the back toes under. Exhale, straightening legs into pyramid. Here'd be a really cool place to kind of experiment. There's likely at least a couple different energies here. If you're kind of letting the trunk go down, feel what that's like, right? Listen to your breath, sense your breath. And then there's that exploratory, that deeply interested way of engaging the pose where I'm pulling the chest forward, I'm pushing that left foot into the ground. What in here, right? Right, inhale, step the right foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Cobra is an option. Exhaling, downward dog. So that heel to butt lunge, inhale, left foot forward. The right knee cushioned. The right hand grabs the right foot, drawing the heel toward the buttock. pyramid. Inhale, release the right foot down, hands down. Exhaling, press knees, legs straighten, folding. Bending knee, inhale, hands to ground. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Cobra is an option. Exhaling, downward dog. And inhale, right foot forward, warrior one. Drawing the arms up overhead. Imagine like a little block between your palms. Engage the inner arm lines by kind of palm pressing statically, but into a very firm object. We kind of have to imagine it, but we can certainly get those arms discovered. You can start to lift up and a little bit back, just a gentle back reach to the point of interest. And here's all of this kind of reaching and play. And I'm reaching back to the legs, reaching up through the arms, lifting the body, the trunk, the heart into the environment. This isn't just a statuesque placement of the body in space. This is the body is exploring space to know itself, right? That's such a really cool part of yoga. All right, inhale, we'll lower the arms, step the left foot forward, standing pigeon. Left foot toes straight ahead. So my navel facing the same direction as my left toes is the direction I'll look as I grab my right foot. The instep of right foot in front of trunk. And I would say use that big toe that's on the ground. You can raise the toes to create that nice little muscle find of the sole of the foot, the arches. But then put that big toe down and use it. It's kind of this really great big toe pad that helps continually find the arch, that solar plexus of the foot. So this can feel like a standing lunge. Yes. Yeah. Lots of steady standing pigeons. How wonderful. All right, inhale, set the right foot down to the ground. Exhaling, set the hands down, step back, chaturanga. We'll lower. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Warrior one. Inhaling, left foot forward. Drawing the arms up. Okay. That right leg, that straightened right leg, we've done plenty of lunges to prepare this right leg to kind of open into that space behind us and beneath us. That's it. That's it. So that right leg is exploring, it's feeling, right? This is exploring, is like getting sense impressions. I'm exploring, I'm getting sense impressions of down there, back in there. Rooting, reaching. You feel that trajectory shift of, oh, there's aliveness in this space just slightly behind my back. The arms reaching. Can you feel for carrying that energy of exploring into this space above us? Reaching slightly back. As the heart lifts forward, the upper backbones lift away from the mid backbones. That's it. Yes, yes, yes. Right? Again, just like when we were infants beginning to walk, we explore the space to create a sense of self. Of course, it's a little different now that we're adults, right? Because we're bringing awareness into this. Inhaling, we'll lower the arms. Step the right foot forward, the right toes and my navel face same direction. As I pick up left foot with both hands. And you may have noticed if that exploratory energy shifted. Right. Inhaling, we'll set that left foot down, stepping it back. Exhaling, hands to ground, step right foot back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. All right, we'll want some padding for the knee. Inhale the right foot forward, padding on the knee, chest opener in lunge. Oh, and I should say, have a strap nearby, which of course I don't have, but I will get. All right, first, interlace hands behind back, pressing down through the left shin and foot. Inhale, chest lifts into the space just ahead of us, and the left leg presses into that ground space just behind and beneath our torso. There it is. Good, and releasing. Now grab that strap and left foot, left hand. For now, I leave the right hand on my thigh just for support. If you find it equally as interesting to bring both hands to the strap, please do. And then just listening to the quality of breath, that will always give us some indication of the quality of energy with which we're working or experiencing. For awareness to interface with our structure, some knowledge of energy and the subtle stuff is really helpful. It's kind of that intermediary ladder rung that's awareness steps down that subtle energy to reach structure, and structure kind of steps up into that subtle energy for us to learn and know awareness. I release. So it is kind of pertinent to to learning body and awareness. Inhale, set the hands down. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Cobra is an option. Exhaling, downward dog. We've got 2 lunge forms. Inhale, left foot forward, setting the right knee down on padding. Interlace hands behind back. Exhaling, the knuckles back, the legs reaching into the earth, the crown and the heart reaching into sky and horizon. So another kind of an inquiry we could do here. Can you feel that there's a difference between stretching the structure into space and expanding awareness into space and the body enlivening? To me, there's a decided difference, and I don't think I've ever articulated this. The difference of stretching your body into these directions or growing our awareness and feeling that charge the space, feeling that energetic shift, and the body wakes up in that. So it's one thing to feel a stretch in my hip, it's another to reach in an exploratory way back and up and right. All right, grabbing strap for the right hand and right foot. Oops. So the loop for the right foot, and I lift the right hand up. For more balance, place the left hand on the thigh. And release. We'll set that down. Inhale, strap down, hands down. Exhaling, step left foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. With your tail, explore that space just beyond the tail. Start with just a millimeter, like the first 3 millimeters beyond the bony tip of your tailbone. The fine point to this energetic exploration is I'm not leaving my body, but the trajectory and the shape of my attention and my awareness shift just so that I may feel a subtle difference in the liveliness and the tone and the energy of my body, which of course informs my structure. It might energize my structure, it might renew my structure, it might organize my structure. It may clarify my structure. Yeah, can you just get it? Let's just stay with that for a few more breaths. Feeling the tip of the tailbone, and now feel the tip of the tailbone reaching just a millimeter, a few millimeters, a few centimeters. You're sensing into the space just beyond the tailbone. That's it, that's it. So some of you, the base of your spine just kind of lit up for a moment. That's really neat. Little awareness shape shifts. So cool. Inhale, step the right knee between your hands. Pigeon. Grab your strap. Now, if the right cheek does not situate on surface, like ground, get some additional surface under the right cheek. Okay, so you may have to just get a little shim under there. Ensure the left thigh, the left leg, is directly behind your left hip. My navel facing forward, my pelvis oriented forward. Okay. The strap is for the left foot and the left hand. If right hand cares to move from the ground to the strap, it's a wonderful option. To make this a little less back bendy, reach with the arms, and you could shift or tip forward just a little bit. You got it. Now that reaching part, it's not a structural stretch, or could be, but feel the left leg reaching and exploring that space behind your eyes. Feel the arm bones lifting, reaching into that space just above your eyebrow. Feel the heart lifting into that space just in the direction of the horizon. Staying with those extraordinary breaths. And release. Unwind, getting the strap off foot. Inhale, hands down. under the shoulders. Exhaling chaturanga, we'll slip that right foot back, lowering. Inhale, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Once more. Inhale, left knee between hands. Pigeon. Some props may be in order. Have the left cheek contacting something underneath. Have the right thigh, the right knee directly behind the right hip. Behind is relative to my navel facing direction. And then the loop is for the right foot, the right hand, and should you choose, both hands. The right thigh bone reaches into that space, reaches a sensory explorer, like it's sensing into that area behind me, behind my spine. My elbows, my arm bones are exploring. I'm sensing with all this sensory organelle. I'm sensing into that space above my eyebrow. My heart is sensing into the horizon. Connect to breath. Let these deep breaths inform structure. Breathe well. Let your cells bask in this exquisite breath. And release. Inhale, we'll set the foot down, the strap down, the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling, chaturanga. Slip that left foot back. Lowering. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Set your knees down. We'll lie on ground. Create a little back release moment for us. And let's go left ankle over right thigh. So there's that figure 4 or pigeon-esque move. Grab right shin with both hands. And offering the low back, these wonderfully deep breaths. We cultivate these wonderful breaths that they may feed and nourish our structure. And switch sides. We'll release, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Hands hold left shin. We breathe into the back of the hip, back bones. And if everything feels sufficiently relaxed, we'll set up for Shavasana. You can work Shavasana with your knees bent for the entire Shavasana or portions. One of the functions of Shavasana, as I understand it, is getting acquainted with the subtler aspects of our experience, where the physical body gets to rest and move into kinetic quiescence. We can feel the related and the associated energies and movements and qualities that are not movement bound, that are not task bound. They're deeply connected, but not exclusively reliant just as you remain connected to your breath, you can feel the fineness, the coarseness, the sweep, the shape of breath. And all that's lively and clarified and organized and organizing within that shape, that field. All right. Bend knees. We'll turn to a side. Use hands. Press up. Thank you, thank you. Namaste.